Yo YouTube, and welcome to another VOD review. This VOD review is happening on the EOS server. You can see his name here, nameless, very edgy name. He has an overall win rate of 59%, an Emerald 3. It doesn't seem to be a Smurf looking at the level he's at. He has been playing a lot of seasons, or splits, whatever. He has a good win rate on UDYR, decent KDA. There's nothing wrong with his stats. Like, he has good CS per minute, 7 is enough. Of course, you can always shoot for more, but if I see 7 and a decent KDA, then I just assume you balance your farming and your ganking in a healthy way. He also plays a little bit of volleyball. So what's important here is this guy doesn't play any AD, not really at least. He does play some AD here, some AD here and there, but it's not like really significant enough for me to even do a VOD review on that. So I'm just gonna take his staple gameplay, which is Phoenix OD. I want to see though, which gameplay do we take? I was kind of interested in this one because it seems like he did good. According to the OP score, he is the second best player or the third best? No, he's the fifth. Fifth best player. Meaning that he's still better than all of his teammates, according to the OP score. But what could also be interesting is one of these wins where he didn't do that well. For example, what is this game? He just got carried by his ADC. That's interesting, but we don't know. Games where you get carried are like really hard to critique. Then this game could be interesting too, but I think we're gonna stick with this gameplay for now. This is not like, this seems to be like a good gameplay, but probably where mistakes happen then are interesting to look at. So I would say we're gonna download this gameplay real quick, real fast. It's the 8, 6, and 3 gameplay. And we're gonna load into the right scene here. Now I'm very interested actually, very interested to see how Nameless plays the game. He and LV have beef on the server, guys. Kek W. 1 second though, I need to check real quick if we are recording. We are. Okay. And I will assume that we can see the marker. You can. Okay, good. I'm sorry guys, I'm new to this marker thing, so I'm gonna make the line a little bit thicker though. And we can get into the gameplay here. So first of all, we have to look at the matchups here. He's playing against the Shyvana. Shyvana, not an easy champion anymore. I'm not gonna lie. Here's a Yorick top lane versus a Set. Yorick is relatively farmable in my opinion. Like, if you just look for a lane where you can get ahead yourself, especially if you have a bot lane that can't be really ganked easily, like the bot lane he has in this game, which is a Yuumi Ezreal lane. You really can't do a lot with that. I think that pathing into topside is fine to get yourself ahead and not waste your clears into basically nothingness. Like, if you, let's say if you clear like this, right? Boom, 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 and then you try to gank from here, what type of setup would you have on bot lane, if you think about it, right? Like, how can you impact this play correctly if your bot lane doesn't have any CC? So, in my opinion, like, for him, pathing into top lane is fine here. We will see what he does. Shyvana versus UDYR is, I would say both of these champions are kind of strong right now, and you kind of want to look for a very efficient game against Shyvana. If you play for random ass plays against a champion that also plays very high efficiency, high tempo CSing into being a mid game beast in objective control, then you're in a lot of trouble. His mid lane is kind of irrelevant. Just keep in mind that, like, if you play against the LeBlanc, of course, she can always, like, just look to jump here or jump over this wall if you're invading, or jump over this wall. So in that sense, it's kind of important. But Other than that, mid lane is kind of irrelevant. Then bot lane, they have both an enchanter into a safe ADC lane. Sona is killable for UDYR, but again, you have 0 setup, so your entire gang bot side kind of relies on the enemy being bad instead of you doing good. Me personally, I would probably path into Set here. Not because I necessarily care about Set into this matchup, but more because I know that I can kill Yorick. Because his wall is gonna be weak in early game and he's immobile and just stacks HP, which is very good for UDYR. Then when it comes to objectives, of course, you kind of want to control the dragons this game. They have a Shyvana. Also, both your bot laners are scaling safe champions, so whoever gets the dragons gets them to scale a little bit harder into the mid game. Grubs are really important for their top lane, so I would say whatever objective you go for here, optimally you contest both of them, but whatever objective you get, you get. Only issue would be if you play and you don't take any objectives this game. Alright. Can speed this up a little bit. So, the first thing I instantly notice, of course, that I always say is, don't waste your first 30 seconds not standing at the entrance to see of the jungle. It's like very, very easy to just like get like basically shit on if you don't stand here, here, and here. At least your team. So you should kind of watch out for that, in my opinion. Honestly. Okay. This tool is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie, guys. It locks me out of using replay. So you're covering here, which is good. Now, I didn't see if you... Hold up, let's go back for a second here. I didn't see if you pinged for the wards. No. Personally here, I would probably just ping for a ward on this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think a ward on this would be better, personally, than like Yana standing here with me, but again, you can't really control your teammates, so... But again, ping, right? That's your job as a jungler, communicate. I'm doing the clear here. Pretty normal stuff. Pathing bot side. Bot is not the best lane to gank here, I'm not gonna lie. Now we do have a ward on her blue buff though, so we do know that she's not starting blue. You're not really pinging anything though. Like, if Shyvana starts topside, she's not gonna start on wolves and do blue buff. You have to ping, like, you have to max out your ping so Shyvana is on bot side, right? Even if Shyvana is a non-ganking jungler, you should still communicate with your team so they can actually plan for the next few minutes of the game, right? You're doing a standard clear here. Also, guys, again, it's always important, if you path into bot side, always use the F keys on bot. See what bot lane is doing, see what mid lane is doing. Our mid lane is shoved in right now, right? It's gonna stay shoved for a little bit. This wave is gonna crash into this one. There's only 5 minions left here, and her minions are still in base, so this is gonna remain in this position for a very long time. Your bot lane is looking a little bit better, but also they are probably gonna stay around here. The wave is gonna like cut off here, so if Shyvana would have been bot side, of course you would have to worry about that, but she isn't, so you can just chill. Also, against champions like Shyvana, what I like to do is you can always... Shyvana is not weak early game, but if she doesn't have PTA, in my opinion, UDYR beats her in a 1v1. So what you can do if you farm very efficiently is you can do this, and then look to walk towards her top side, because your top laner is pushed in, right? So this is the lane where you have prio. Of course, mid lane doesn't have prio, but your mid laner can always walk to... Yorick really can't walk here, and the grab only takes like a few seconds, this encounter, so... But again, you have options here. Getting him bot lane is probably like the better play. So they have all sums, they're pretty safe. I think actually ganking here is completely fine. You're on a ward. See, this is already where I have to say you're wasting a little bit of time. But just like, look. Just see it like this, bro. You're doing the gank. This is normal time. Right? You're doing the gank. If you can see them walk back here, I would already walk away. Like, what is my Yumi and my Ezreal gonna do? Am I gonna trade flash for an exhaust or a heal? No. So I would probably just instantly walk away. Right, this is a lot of waste of time already. This is like 2-3 seconds waste of time. Which isn't like, maybe doesn't lose you this game, but it could lose you another game, you know? Okay, you're now checking, you're checking for chickens? God. But what you don't realize is you didn't have her chickens warded. You don't know if she started on chickens. Your chickens are spawning right now, while you are still on the map. What I would have done is I would have just taken this and instantly went back and get my Faded Ashes and contest this. This is actually a great contest if you think about it, too. A very, very, very good fight for you. Because if she starts this, right, because they do have a ward on this, you don't know this, but it doesn't matter. You just always have to assume things as a jungler. You don't know, you don't have knowledge if she started on chickens. But right now they do have knowledge that you started on chickens, right? So what that means is that you could be here when she takes this with Faded Ashes, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna look, at least. Because she is not gonna be able to gank, right? Obviously. So this is horrible, and I think you know that yourself. The fact that you're still here is like, if you do the chicken clear, be on time for your chickens, unless you know the enemy jungler is not there. But even then, be on time on your chickens, because that's why you do this clear. You are wasting so much time here. Okay, you get a kill here, that's fine. I don't know, Shyvana's just inting for fun. Shyvana gets a kill, but do you see how this play is just, like, do you see how you're already kind of flipping the game here? And now you're gonna go for her chickens, right? Even though she has TP. Imagine she hit that chain, bro. You would have to flash, most likely. Shyvana walks up and dies. That's fine. LeBlanc is trolling a little bit. You still die here, though. It's not optimal. Again, optimal, you would have backed. You would have gotten your Faded Ashes, right? You would have gotten your Faded Ashes. And you would have just full cleared and maybe controlled Dragon. Playing for kills is monkey. Don't be a monkey. Here you're dead here. Now you're pathing from top to bottom. Now we do have knowledge exactly how Shyvana pathed. We know exactly now that Shyvana, when the game started on red buff, did Crux in the chickens. Just by when the chickens, how late the chicken spawns. Why do chickens spawn the time they spawn here when you die? Why do chickens spawn right now here? Because she did red buff, which is... So your chickens have been up for a while, right? Like, this is always how you can easily time what the enemy jungler started with. So your chickens have been up since 402, right? Her chickens are not up on 402. That's fine. She could have just done them very scuffedly, right? You don't even have the yellow emblem here. The yellow icon telling you that there is a camp being taken. So this doesn't spawn. You just waste a lot of time. You lose your chickens. That's fine. You do this play. This play semi works out for you. But it's just a 1-for-1 where Shyvana gets a kill and you don't. And you also lost your topside cam. And if Shyvana is not a complete golem here, she wouldn't even... Like, look, this is the thing. Nobody would die here unless they are bad. Yana wouldn't die. LeBlanc wouldn't die. You wouldn't die. Right? So now you are on her... Now you're on her chickens, fighting obviously a 2v1, right? Because even if your Kiana spawns in a second and TPs, she is still gonna take at least 9 seconds to get to this play. Meaning that if Shyvana plays the slow here and just plays for LeBlanc helping her, you are just dead. You are dead without even taking this. If you play against like even a diamond jungler, you just die here. Without even taking shit. And you didn't even get the big chicken, so... Big waste of time. Now we know exactly where she started, because if her chicken spawned this late, that means that she did red buff into Crux into chickens, right? This is a deduction. You don't have direct information about it, but you have indirect information about it, meaning that right now you can also deduct that if you, since you see her on this, you can take Crux and look into her top side, right? The only issue right now is I would personally in this elo, I would bully her on her camps a little bit. The only issue is that she might play for dragons. So I would probably your best play here is just full clear into bot side. Even though it's very, like, your tempo is already scuffed. She has prior bot lane, but she doesn't look for the dragon, which is actually to your advantage. I think you farming here is fine if you want to be a little bit more sure. Like, if you feel like you would lose this game if she gets this dragon, you could walk here and put a ward down here, right? By the way, guys, I'm not going to use the painting tool. It's kind of annoying. Or maybe I'm going to do it next time. But I think full clearing here is fine-ish. Quite honestly, look at your lanes. What I really hope is going to happen here is that you just back after this. Because your bot lane is pushed in half HP. Yuumi, Ezreal, level 5-4. They are not going to do anything. Like, Sona and Jhin are definitely stronger right now. If you press F3, you can see that your mid laner is also 1 HP and goes back. So the best thing you can do right now is take your Grump and then go back and do grubs and take the top side. This is a flipped play. Whether this works or doesn't work is bad. It doesn't work. So I just like want to point out exactly what you did wrong here and how you play this information correctly. You're on Crux right now. You have eyes on Shyvana here for a few seconds. I would spam ping the dragon here, right? I would spam ping the dragon here because maybe your Kiana can just walk here for a second and check if LeBlanc lets her and farm, right? Whatever. She doesn't have a ward, it's fine. I would still spam ping. So Shyvana actually plays extremely low tempo and takes the Crux first. If I'm Shyvana here, I'm just gonna take this, right? She's not gonna hit level 6 from this anyway, so she might as well just like take the dragon. You take the Grump here, so you head in for that. Shyvana is bot side, the champion that is literally a fucking dragon, okay? She wants to take Drake's amp up her passive. She wants to take dragons, right? We all know this. This is like obvious. I mean, it's literally a fucking dragon, okay? So we know that she is bot side right now because we had vision on this. We saw that she walked out here. We didn't see her walk into this, right? We saw her walk into this. So your instant assumption should be she's playing around dragons somehow, some way, right? So you know that she's bot side. Your bot lane is shoved in, bad HP values. So you have so much info right now that tells you, I don't want to be bot side. I have to give this dragon, whether it's a Shyvana or not. If I can't contest the dragon, then it doesn't matter if the dragon would be the right play. If the play is unavailable, the play is unavailable. You do Grump, you instantly reset, right? Instead of doing this, you instantly reset. You walk top side. You take the grubs. Right? You take grubs and then walk into her wolves, take wolves. If she's here by then, you can probably fight her on wolves. If not, you just take her wolves, you take Grump, you look for something top side or full clear bot side and then gank bot, then go back again. That's the play. What you do is you check dragon here, you don't have any champion on the map. Right now you're in a 1v4 sandwich situation. Okay, you walk into them, you hope that your 2 HP Ezreal and Emerald is gonna carry this play somehow. You die. So despite the enemy team playing it horrible and you have all the information to play it for your advantage, you don't play it for your advantage. Now you're doing chickens. You know that they are on dragon. Look, what I would do here is I would walk grubs. I know that she's on dragon. Maybe at least I'm gonna get one grub. My mid lane is pushed in right now, or at least even. It's pushed in, right? My mid lane is shoved in. Shyvana is bot side on dragon. My Kiana is walking down here. We have vision on this. Why would I even do these chickens? At least do chickens and kite into grubs. But you do the most passive play here. The most Mickey Mouse play. And then... yeah, I mean, this window has closed now too. This is so sad. This is actually so sad to see. So now, two huge... Okay, can this replay stop trolling me? Two huge windows just closed for you. The fact that you can't take her top side and fight her on top side. The fact that you can't get grubs now, which is actually, as we established before when the replay started, as huge as the dragon this game. Dragon, very huge for Shyvana, of course. She gets extremely durable from dragons, as you can see her by her passive. She gets a lot of resistances from this for free. But Yorick wants the grubs. So the enemy team or the flow of this game kind of decided already for you what play you have to go for, but you just didn't see it. So you lost a huge opportunity here. This would have been probably your level 7. And maybe you fight her on this. Maybe you only get 1 grub. Maybe you get 2 grubs and leave. It doesn't matter. This is still the right play for you to do. So we have a ward on the grubs. We don't ping anything at all. We are probably completely clueless where Shyvana is. We see Shyvana is on this now, right? We can press tab. We see that our team doesn't have any sums, and it's a Yuumi without ult, I think. They just ulted. You are gonna get kills here. This is not a bad play. This is not a horrible play, but it's like just a play that happens, right? You get 2 kills here, that's great. Kiana comes down here, there's a random commotion. Again, I would already be on her bot side. Like, look, Shyvana is playing way more efficient than you. She's already on your top side. She sees you on bot side, she takes your camps. Playing for kills is absolutely monkey. Now you are gonna get the chickens here. If you want to ward this little corner here, you get a little bit of vision into this, you get vision into this, you get vision onto this. This is not a good ward. This is like still very lazy ward. Is what we call this. Okay, you run top side. Right now you have 2.2k gold. Let's see how long you're gonna stay on the map with this gold. Let's see if you just take Crux, which is already troll, or if you stay longer and want to do something on the map. Let's hope that he goes back after this. Okay, he does. It's still troll because you could have just gotten your camps and be on the map right now with items, and I mean you could have gotten your items and be on the map with items and then get your Crux faster with your items, but it's fine. Okay, this is not game losing. But right now, we already pointed out a lot of mistakes. You got lucky on the bot lane gank. Imagine bot lane gank wouldn't have happened the way it happened. Right, not your agency really, but you punished the mistake, which is good. We see that bot lane gets Dolphy. How soon do we see that there's gonna be a play bot side? I wonder now. So, hold up. We see Shyvana here when we are on Crux. Okay, no pings. Now she's out of vision. Now she sees that there's vision there, wasting time. Right? You can at least ping that she's bot side. Maybe your bot lane does something with that. She walks around. She doesn't have bad pathing here. But it seems like UDYR is confused about where Shyvana is as your bot lane. So that's already one thing you can heavily emphasize your improvement on. Like, you seem to be very confused where Shyvana is. You don't track her at all. This play actually doesn't look bad, but I think we have to look at it mechanically here. So, you do have your passive up. It's good that you skip Grump. You have Yuumi on you, I assume. I would have just walked, I'm not gonna lie. If she doesn't jump on me, it is what it is. I am not gonna, I would have played this different. I probably would have just went for the Jhin. Like, honestly, Jhin is sumless right now. I don't know if your bot pinged this. But if you see a huge fight like this, you can always assume at least they used some sums, right? So if Sona has flash, right? Sona has flash here. But your Jhin is just standing in front of you. You have Liandry's right now. You have Swifties. You have your R2. Why do you not just fight these two? If Shyvana wants to E you a couple of times, it doesn't matter. You're gonna kill them still. So now you blow your Awaken on your E. You get the kill. Sona walks up. She flashes. Now that's a missed double kill in my opinion if you don't kill them all here. Let's see if Yuumi shields are enough. No, that is mechanically... This is not... I don't even know if you can call this mechanical. This is just bad decision making. If I see 2 people stacked and I have my passive as Armax UDYR with Liandry's and 5 stacks on Darksteel, I am not gonna chase this Shyvana. I wouldn't even chase Shyvana as AD UDYR. I would go for the Jhin here. Jhin is the closest target to you. You don't want to burn your most important cooldown, your Awaken, on an ability to get into damage range if there's 2 champions already in damage range, okay? Mechanically very stupid. You would have at least gotten 2 kills. In my opinion, at least 2 kills. With Yuumi shields, you would still be full HP probably right now. But you know what? What's actually also crazy about this play? You took so many auto attacks from Jhin here. Let's count. Because you didn't even go on him. Let's see how many auto attacks Jhin is gonna get on you without you even auto attacking him once. 1, 2, a W, 3, 4. So 5 auto attacks before you get to damage the flashless Jhin that is in your auto attack range. To chase down a Shyvana that at best case scenario can spit on you. Crazy. But this is fine, right? Like, mechanical mistakes happen, decision mistakes happen, but if you add up all your macro decisions this game that kind of put you behind with the decisions you just did in the fight, you put yourself in a very, very horrible position as UDYR. Now Drake is spawning, your bot lane just came out of base, their ADC just backed. I would have instantly sprinted here. Sprinted. How is Shyvana allowed to do this on your watch, bro? How the fuck is Shyvana with no priors and only Mickey Mouse Sona without any fucking essential spells up or cooldowns up is allowed to just take Dragon here? Bro didn't even go back, I think. Right? Like, the one thing I can tell you right now is you have to understand 3 things to get better at League. You as a player. You have to understand game flow, meaning roughly understand, okay, I have an Enchanter Ezreal bot lane, they have an Enchanter Jhin bot lane, these are both 2 safe lanes. There isn't going to be a lot of action unless they're trolling, right? You always go from this perspective. Mid lane, they have 2 mobile assassins. There's definitely roam potential in the river. I always have to check if my mid lane has prior, right? Because they can both roam and they can both punish hard. Jungle matchup is very, very CS dependent, and top lane matchup is kind of farmable. And of course you want to look out for grubs and dragons. Like, whatever you get here, right? You didn't get either, which is horrible. This is what I said at the start, you didn't get either. So this is one thing you have to focus on. The second thing is tracking the jungler. You saw that she didn't start blue buff. You didn't ping bot side at all, right? Third thing, you don't ping. And then actually fourth thing, you have to understand fights a little bit better, man. You're the type of player that lets a lot of shit happen to them for no reason. So this is your first aggressive farming attempt, which, to be fair, there wasn't too many this game that were possible. But we don't know how the game would have been if you actually played accordingly to what was happening on the map. So mid lane's getting ganked. I'm not even gonna check that. It's kind of irrelevant. You're not in position to do there anything. You know what? I probably wouldn't have cancelled that either. I would have just taken my blue buff. I'm not gonna lie. I think at this point, walking there and trying to cope for something is cringe. I wouldn't do it either. I think what you do here is correct. You're not gonna get the grubbies. Timer ran out. It's 1350. You get a little bit poked here. This is not bad. Push this wave. Hopefully you don't look for Herald. Good. Bot lane, there's like some action going on. Top lane actually got a turret. Okay, now we get a set TP. This is okay, you can't do anything else. You could have auto-attacked the minion wave a couple of times to get more damage on them. Would you have killed there if you auto-attacked the minion wave? Most likely not, but you would have been lower and maybe diveable. Remember guys, if you auto-attack while somebody is in your awakening circle, they do take the magic damage from your auto attacks. The 140 damage per auto attack, they do take that damage. Just keep that in mind. Even if you auto attack the minion wave here and they are in your R here, they still take the magic damage from the auto attacks. So this would have been 300 damage on Sona right now. She would be 180 HP, something like that. But again, maybe not a split decision you can make. This bot lane fight is completely irrelevant. I'm glad that you don't just walk with your Kiana here. Kiana's kind of selling you out here. I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of selling you, but she does have ult. This should be a killer. Good. Glad that you didn't hit the plant because it was completely unnecessary in this situation. Now you don't really have anything to do on the map. I don't know why you are walking bot, so just go full clear. Full clear, look for opportunities. This is too much dicking around, bro. I don't know what you gain out of these plays. Like, even if this play would have worked and you got the kill, I don't really understand, like, on a 200 game basis, where this play is gonna work 20% of the time, how this is benefiting you. If you think about it like this, right? The player who doesn't do this is still gonna outclimb you, even if it works this game. So I don't really understand it. You're still in a very strong position. You're 30 CS on Shyvana right now, right? In total, you're 500 gold on her. That's good. That is actually good. The only issue is you gave every objective. So you're pretty much even with her right now. If not, she's a little bit stronger than you. Right now, we are on the map with 2000 gold again. Let's see if we die. Oh man, like, this is so avoidable. Guys, if you have more than 1000 gold, look for a back, more than a fight. So nothing happened here. We fuck up our awakening. And we die, because we don't even try to dodge Jin W, but it probably wouldn't have mattered because you're out of position. Actually, you have flash. You could have easily lived that, even after you fucked up. So you fucked up macro and micro here. Why are we here? I don't understand. Like, I literally don't even understand this. What are you looking for right now? Right, even if Set moves for you, do you actually want to river fight this against Sona and Jin? With your bot lane? I wouldn't. Bot lane so far has been fighting extremely weakly. Isn't this just a waste of time when you have 2000 gold? Literally, you have your DMP in your pocket. So, okay, you fuck up mechanically. We all fuck up mechanically sometimes. You're gonna lose the Herald. They're gonna be strong. They're gonna shove in mid lane after Herald. And they're gonna look for Dragon after shoving in mid lane. This is literally... Like, you have to understand, your team might be shit, your team might be good. You can't really climb around that. You can play around that, but you can't climb around that, right? So, whether your team is shit or good here doesn't matter. But your decision-making literally just opened up a complete objective snowball for a team that should never even get this many objectives. Just because you wanted to check the crab. Okay. Set fights here. He gets a kill, because, again, you're playing in a bad elo. Shyvana doesn't understand that she has Herald right now, with their bot lane being alive, and she can probably just push down mid lane and play for Dragon. Okay, Shyvana is dead now. Why are we not walking Dragon instantly? Why are we doing Gromp right now? To be fair, your bot lane was not near you. To be fair, your bot lane is kind of griefing this, I'm not gonna lie. Right, they were not even, like, close when this entire... At this point, like, this is, like, you can say your bot lane is trolling by walking topside here, they are. They are. But you know what they do? They're headless chickens, they're like sheep. They need to be controlled, right? They see the ping topside probably, or they see that Yorick walks topside, and they just walk there, because they have no instruction from you. You don't spam ping, fight here, or walk here, on my way. Kiana has ult right now, and your bot lane is up while Shyvana is dead for a second. It would take her at least like 5, 6, 7 seconds to get here. I'm not even saying that you get the dragon, but you might get a favorable fight. So yeah, this is like your communication skills are antisocial. And I'm trying to be nice here. Like, you really don't ping at all. Like, you are not a leader. I can, like, look, I can always understand when people get upset when your team doesn't go for plays that are good, but you don't even call any plays right now. Your team is Emerald. They don't even know how the champion works, bro. So now we literally had the indicator on the map that blue spawns right now. Why do we not at least check if blue is up? Like, adjacently walk. What's the worst thing that could happen? You waste Shyvana in Jin ult? Just eclipse this a little bit with your pathing, see if she's on blue buff. But fine, we can also go for the Yorick kill here. That's not like horrible, but I'm just saying, like, you're losing out on information here. Right now, you guys probably don't even know if Shyvana is here. I think you could have held your passive 100%. If you want to go for this play, do it perfectly, because you have no knowledge where like 2 out of the 4 champions are on the map right now. Right. Hit the wall? Like, why do you act like this isn't a real wall? Just hit the wall twice. I think he could have held your passive on this. I don't think he would have needed passive on this. Now you have Yumi with you. You don't win this, you're gonna die if you don't dodge this. You have flash though. Probably not gonna die. If she wastes E, you know what I would do? Yeah, if she wastes E, I would probably just look for a flash on her. How is she gonna kill you with Yumi on you? Right, I would probably play this bush, hug a wall, pray to God that she doesn't hit me with this, and then just look for a flash on her. Because you can definitely kill her right now with Yumi on you. You play it safe, that's fine. It would be a very game-changing play, but I understand that, like, in the heat of the battle, you can't always think of everything perfectly. It's good that you use your Phoenix there. You don't really have anything to do on the map right now other than just deathing. No, you should definitely not die here. Nash is up. You're gonna walk base. You're gonna get like some purchases. Gonna get some MR. Would I get MR right now? To be fair, you have set. You already have engage. I feel like it would be more valuable if you're behind to have damage to get the shutdowns. Quite honestly, I would just go Riftmaker here. I think it's smarter to play for... Like, you have to think the enemy team is gonna play more cocky now too, and they have shutdowns, right? So the more damage you have, the more likely you are to get shutdowns and actually win the game. I think damage is just better when you're behind. Okay, LeBlanc lives there. Do we have to look at that real quick? So if I'm the UDYR here, and I have zero knowledge of what's happening on the map right now, right? Other than seeing that LeBlanc is low. Right, seeing that she flashed. I really hope you're looking at this so you're not playing locked screen. I would probably just be an R and flash, just to make sure that she doesn't get out. This is too greedy, bro. Like, you can just flash on her with the aura and the ticks are gonna kill her. This would be like a decent flash because now you're just getting stunned. She gets out. Shyvana is kind of griefing here, to be fair, but she is super strong still. Right, now you get the kill, that's fine. You would have gotten double kill Nash here, but that's okay. I don't think you can Nash with your current position though. Yorick might just fucking cook your entire base. But you never look for enemy camps either. You're always playing passively. You're a very, very passive player. You always look to defend stuff or defend your camps or take your camps or defend a dragon or the... Like, you never look actively for a play. You always try to, like, react to a play. You're not, like, in control of the map. But that's because you can't really track the enemy jungler, it seems. And I'm just going based on one game, of course. You have a good win rate. You have to be doing something correctly, but overall, this is a shit show, this game. I wouldn't give this shit to Qiyana. I mean, it's minute 23, let's be honest. Qiyana, you had your time. But you also got tank, so you go Jaksho. Jaksho is decent here, I mean... To be fair, I think if you want to be tanky, Force of Nature stacks very fast here. Even with Yorick ability, Shyvana ability, her abilities. I'm pretty sure Jin's Q is 80 damage. Yeah, 80. No, this is AP, but this doesn't matter. You're probably never gonna get hit by that. But yeah, overall, Sonar's gonna stack up your Force of Nature too. Both are fine here though. I would just not go tank in the first place. I would just look for damage to kill here. We probably have to see what happens here too mechanically. Like, we are at a point where jungling doesn't exist anymore, by the way, because we already gave way too much. So we have passive. We have actually a lot of tank stats here. We have Ezreal in our back. We know that 2 people are top and 1 person is dead. We know that Shyvana is somewhat low. Let's see how you play this. Oh. Bro, if you see Shyvana walk there solo, you should be just in your R and press Q2. Right, so she gets slowed with your R, gets damage from your R, and you can actually one-shot her with your Q and Ezreal damage. But also you're going tank. Like, going tank when you're behind is just completely Pepega in my opinion. Or not completely Pepega. Games do stall out now more than like when I actually talked about this rule, but if you had damage, you could actually look for shutdowns and punish mistakes. So, and UDYR scales pretty well with 2 damage items, 2 to 3. like talking about Liandry's Riftmaker here. What are we doing bot side right now? The entire top side is up. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Kiana kind of just outpathed you here. Like, trolling aside, I don't even know why we walk bot side. I always assume that your camps are down if the enemy champions have like access to your bot side for like 50 seconds or however long death timers are. Okay. You probably can't kill her. I probably wouldn't even waste my awaken on her unless I know there's no fight for like a while. That's just unlucky though. I think, generally speaking, you don't play this bad, by the way, but it's like, logically, you're not gonna get an awake. As soon as she hears you awaken, she's just gonna try to get out. You're out of position a lot, bro. You're wasting that time, though. At least. She got her flash. You're probably gonna lose the game off of that, though. You are out of position a lot, my friend. This game. Like, I'm not even talking about out of position as in you're dying, but I'm talking about out of position as in on the map in general. You're not where you're supposed to be. And again, I think this really just comes down to you not tracking anything that's happening on the map. Like, you're extremely quiet, you don't track anything, and you don't understand the map flow, right? There is such a thing as just looking at the champions and kind of understanding how roughly, right, very blurry, you can see how this game is gonna play slightly. Even if you're silver and you only have limited knowledge, right, you can look at bot lane and say, okay, they don't have an engage. I don't think there's gonna be too much action unless they're trolling. Okay, they have 2 assassins mid lane, they deal a lot of burst damage, I have to look out for them, they can punish me. Okay, Shyvana versus UDYR. Shyvana wants dragons. Maybe I should control objectives better this game, right? Like, it just seems like you just play. At least this game, it seems like you have not really... You're not really in the game mentally, you're just like playing autopilot. And this game is pretty much just like, fuck, like, sure, I can talk about micro mistakes still, but generally speaking, you kind of grieved this game already. Like, look how much walking you do without any purpose. Yeah, you get to a camp here, that's good. Your team is probably gonna get smoked like a brisket though, but... You're like at a point in the game where like, you will just notice that you rely way too much on your team. You're just one of the 20% in your team. You have a 111 ADC, and I'm not gonna argue that your team is not inting, but again, what are the principles we learned from this game, from this VOD review? You want to kind of understand how the map is gonna play roughly, just very, very roughly. The higher elo you get, the more you kind of have to get how the map is gonna play, right? But roughly, you kind of want to understand that this lane does this is kind of gonna play out like that. Top lane is kind of gankable, bot lane is kind of not gankable. It seems like you just autopilot a lot. You have to track more. You have to ping a shit ton more, bro. You don't ping at all. And if you don't ping as a jungler, guess what? The entire map is just gonna be a flip the entire time, right? Like, your team doesn't know what to do. Your team doesn't know what to play for. Your team is literally just like sheep. And you don't give them any instruction. So, in that sense, that's integral, in my opinion. Then you have to look for... Your positioning on the map is very weird because of the factors I just explained, but that would be like the follow-up step for you to improve on. You kind of have to like look for better ways to give up plays. Like, look at this dragon play here, right? No, this is not even the right dragon play. I hate how on replay you can't like really see lit dragons. No, this is way too early. So dragon's up here. Is that the dragon that I meant? It is. This is first dragon, right. So, this play here is very, very stupid, right? This is like game-losingly bad. Like, if you really want to climb to a serious elo, a play like this you have to completely avoid. Like completely avoid. You have no reason. Like, look at your mid lane. All you have to do is look at the HP bars over your minimap, right? You just have to look at the HP bars and where the champions are standing. Like, even if you're a locked screen player, after you do Gromp, you back, you take grubs, and you look for jungle camps. Or if you think you have the timing, which realistically you kind of don't, you take her camps first and then take the grubs. But in any case, this play is unavailable for you right now. Going bot lane is unavailable for you right now. You're playing with two laners that can only throw like different colored balls at the enemy. There's no CC, no nothing, right? So what you do here is you just clear this. You clear this, you instantly back and you walk topside, get grubs. At least you deny Yorick grubs. Give Set grubs, give your mid laner grubs. Maybe you're at 80s, you can do something with that. And then you look for topside jungle. Or something on Yorick, because Yorick is still immobile, right? This play is very bad. And then this play is also very questionable. Very questionable. You have one camp on top side, your Krugs are gonna spawn in like 20 seconds or so. Why are we even giving this? You can just walk here, your entire jungle is gonna be reset and you can just do a full sequence. Like, you don't really even lose tempo. Because your entire sequencing is already fucked up, right? Because you did a camp here, camp there. So this is completely questionable. You have a pushed in bot lane full HP, you saw Jhin backing, you have mid lane that is actually pushing in right now. Right? You can even, if you want to be a little bit more advanced, I'm saying advanced, but this is very basic shit I'm telling you here. You could like look at LeBlanc's HP bar and be like, hey, she low, my bot lane pushing, why am I not dragon? Like, Shyvana is inting here. Shyvana is basically giving you a kill and dragon. Right? Look where Jhin is. Look where Jhin would have to walk from to even do anything. You could walk there with Yuumi right now and just kill her, while your Kiana can walk into river and ult. So again, tracking, pinging, and position yourself better on the map. These are like the 3 big pointers for you, because it seems like you're very confused as to what to do when, as to where to be when. And this is kind of just like, it's like a branch of a tree, right? You don't know how to process information. You don't know how to get information, you don't know how to convey information, right? You don't know how to ping, you don't know how to track, and you don't know how to use the information. So, and be on the map at the right time. So that's kind of like the main issue I saw with this gameplay. You obviously have a 60% win rate in Emerald, but despite that, even if you do well, you shouldn't just rest on your accomplishments. You should always shoot for something higher. If you play like this, if you have games like this, you should always VOD review them yourself. And look where you missed out on tempo and opportunities. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, give it a like. Subscribing would be much appreciated. Join the Discord if you want your VODs reviewed. I need to take a little break from VOD reviewing though, because I have a lot of VODs I have to review still. And I see you guys on the next one. Peace.